Welcome to the 34th Annual Wall-Custance Memorial Forest Dedication Service. For the past 34 years, we have planted trees in memory of your loved ones throughout the 400 acres of the University of Guelph Arboretum. It is my sincere hope that the trees that are planted in memory of your loved ones serve as a living memorial for you, your family, and for generations to come. Thank you.
I'm Reverend Emmy Beauchamp, and I'm a somewhat retired minister from Dublin Street United Church. And today I'd like to share with you a story that has been very precious to me in my years of ministry. It's called Water Bugs and Dragonflies. Down below the surface of a quiet pond lived a little colony of water bugs. They were a happy colony, living far away from the sun. For many months they were very busy scurrying over the soft mud on the bottom of the pond. They did notice that every once in a while one of their colonies seemed to lose interest in going about with its friends. Clinging to the stem of a pond lily, it gradually moved out of sight and was seen no more. "Look," said one of the water bugs to another, "one of our colony is climbing up the lily stalk. Where do you suppose she's going?" Up, up, up it went. Even as they watched, the water bug disappeared from sight. Its friends waited and waited, but it didn't return. "That's funny," said one water bug to another. "Wasn't she happy here?" asked a second water bug. "Where do you suppose she went?" wondered a third. No one had an answer. They were greatly puzzled. Finally, one of the water bugs, a leader in the colony, gathered its friends together. "I have an idea. The next one of us who climbs up the lily stalk must promise to come back and tell us where he or she went and why." "We promise," they said solemnly. One spring day, not long after, the very water bug who had suggested the plan found himself climbing up the lily stalk. Up, up, up he went. Before he knew what was happening, he had broken through the surface of the water and fallen onto the broad green lily pad above. When he awoke, he looked about with surprise. He couldn't believe what he saw. A startling change had come to his old body. His movement revealed 4 silver wings and a long tail. Even as he struggled, he felt an impulse to move his wings. The warmth of the sun soon dried the moisture from the new body. He moved his wings again and suddenly found himself up above the water. He had become a dragonfly. Swooping and dipping in great curls, he flew through the air. He felt exhilarated in the new atmosphere. By and by, the new dragonfly lighted happily on a lily pad to rest. Then it was that he chanced to look below to the bottom of the pond. Why, he was right above his old friends, the water bugs. There they were, scurrying about, just as he had been doing some time before. Then the dragonfly remembered the promise. The next one of us who climbs up the lily stalk will come back and tell where he or she went and why. Without thinking, the dragonfly darted down. He hit the surface of the water and bounced away. Now that he was a dragonfly, he could no longer go into the water. "I can't return," he said in dismay. "At least I tried, but I can't keep my promise. Even if I could go back, not one of my water bug friends would know me in my new body. I guess I'll just have to wait until they become dragonflies too. Then they'll understand what happened to me and where I went." And the dragonfly winged off happily into its wonderful new world of sun and air. As I've shared this story over the years at funerals, I've often had adults say, "I know the story was meant to help the children, but it really helped me too. I hope it will help you who have heard it today.
Thank you for joining us today from wherever you are as we celebrate lives lived and have passed on and nature. We're so grateful here for this partnership with Wall-Custance and with the trees that we've been able to plant over 34 years throughout our grounds. Many different species of native plants and shrubs that have grown this arboretum into what it is today. So as you go forward in your own journey of grief, I hope you'll come back here. I hope you'll walk. I hope you'll find solace and peace and calmness in the nature around you here in the Arboretum. Thank you.
Hi friends, my name is John Benham, a United Church minister at Trinity Guelph. I've been a minister for over 33 years, and I'm so privileged to share with you at this time as we reflect together. After a year that you've had, I'm very sorry for the loss that you've encountered this year, and I've had my own losses this year as well. And as I gather in this beautiful setting of the University of Guelph Arboretum, I'm always reminded when I'm in nature how healing and nurturing it is for my soul. And I'd like to share a little bit about my experience of the journey of grief with all of us. Grief is very personal and unique to each and every one of us. Nobody grieves the exact same way because you are special and unique. But I do believe it's a universal experience that we all have in common. We all will lose someone we love. And one thing I've really discovered in my journey is the caring nature of being outdoors. I'm looking right now at beautiful trees, a water fountain. I smell the beautiful scent of the forest. I feel the wind, and I occasionally see the sun shining down upon me. And I have a sense that I'm in the care of creation. And I also feel the deep care of community as well. Because if you've ever walked in any forest or a place like the Arboretum, you'll see people, you'll see dogs, and you appreciate that you're really not alone. But here's a truth about grief. When death happens, it knocks you off your feet. It turns your world upside down. It's a physical feeling, it's an emotional feeling, a spiritual feeling of loss like I'm sure you've never had before. And I've seen this throughout my own life, in my own family. The loss of a niece at a young age as a child dealing with cancer. And I still feel her spirit very much a part of my life journey as I remember her. And I think about the losses in my life, even of my parents. And quite recently, I had the greatest joy of my life to be at my daughter's wedding and celebrating her great joy and a beautiful day for her. At that same time of that joy, I missed my parents, but I felt their presence almost watching over us in that beautiful moment, outdoors, celebrating the love of a grandchild that they love deeply. So friends, as you journey in your own grief right now, I want to suggest to you, and I suggest this to myself, sometimes we really have to push ourselves. And what I mean by that is, sometimes we can get really stuck where we are in our grief and we can't go outside the door. Or I have a friend right now in recovery, and he's a dear soul of mine, but you know, he turned to becoming a casual drinker to having too much alcohol in his life because he wasn't willing to feel. And one thing I really want to make clear about grief is it's important to feel how sad it is, how empty we feel, how at times we don't feel like eating, at times we don't feel like doing anything. So we need a little nudge. And thankfully, I pray it comes from family and friends, but sometimes we have to give that nudge to ourselves and say, you got to go out and have a coffee with somebody, or you go talk to somebody who you can just be yourself with, confidential, and know that when you share with that person, they'll just accept and love you just as you are. I believe in a mysterious way that there's signs every day of our lives of those whom we love that come to us to assure us that they're okay, and in a really beautiful way, they're still with us, and they always will be with us journeying together. So as you plant a tree this year in someone that you love so dearly and will treasure your whole life long, might you celebrate that they want you to go on and live life fully as they did. And they certainly pray and hope that in this tree that you plant, you're giving life back to all of creation. For trees, they help us breathe and they help heal us. So I hope you continue to be able to spend time in places like this, wherever you happen to be. May God's face shine upon you. May God be gracious unto you. And may God bless you. Amen.